share. Hate me if you really feel you need to take it there. We can address that too. Question me, question you, question everything. Cause that's what we do.
Episode 4. Can I be bold and remain humble? Can you be bold and remain humble? In this episode, I will talk about how to be confident in a humble way, addressing another question from episode 1. The full comment reads as, I like this layout of a discussion podcast. Great first video, bro. I don't really question my fears, I just kind of dive into them head first. Then, reflect later on how I handled it and critique myself. Smart. The question that stumped me, and still does, is how do I grow a fan base, a following? I don't consider myself an introvert, but when it comes to promoting myself, it makes me feel arrogant and pushy. I cut corners when it comes to finishing art collections that I have worked on for months, then never truly finish, but just call it done and never look back. Boy, is that not a creative dilemma in itself. There's a lot here, so I will treat this like a doctor's visit and address one thing at a time. Except, I'm not trying to sell you drugs here. What? So I'll try to speak to the root issue, and hopefully clearing that out will make room for more growth. What do you say? Let's start with the definition of humble. Having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. Another word that we could break down would probably be modest, unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities or achievements. Now, the way it was explained to me that finally helped me to understand it was that humility is an honest assessment of who you are. Not more, not less, just who you are and where you are. And don't put off the impression that I'm less than either. Just be me, authentic me. With all of that said, promoting yourself, your true authentic self, will be to put yourself out there just as you are. Not trying to be better than you are, but also not underselling yourself either. I found that anytime I've achieved anything by trying to be anything but the true me, I've failed. I didn't have any confidence in myself because I wasn't representing my true nature or beliefs. I was trying to be something I was not in order to get ahead, and that's never sustainable. It's best to be yourself in any situation in life. You don't have to keep up appearances if you don't put them on. Then you can have the confidence that when you build a following, you can keep that following because they're following you and not a persona you put on. I've been on both sides of this. I've been so cocky and self-absorbed that I couldn't even see that I was headed for destruction. And when I fell hard. I was into music for all the wrong reasons. But then I went to the opposite end of the spectrum and would downplay my talent so that when people heard me, they would be so impressed and stroke my ego. Both approaches are selfish in nature. My motives were wrong. When I decided to help people genuinely by sharing my art and creativity, I reached people. I connected with them because of honesty, vulnerability, and transparency. I was human and I showed my human. That's what people can relate to. And when people can relate to you, they'll just follow you by nature. If you're in the business of helping others, you'll always be taken care of. It's just how it works. When I'm feeling bad and I reach out to try to help someone else, I typically forget about my own issues, and when they feel better because I've helped them, I feel better because I've helped them. Now, as for cutting corners with art projects, I talk about 3 actionable steps that you can take in episode 3 to get over that. You can click here to go check that out. But I will leave you with this question. Are you truly cutting corners to your audience? If they've never heard it before, do they know that it's missing anything? What can you do with future projects to avoid repeating this behavior? I want to know how you plan to approach the issue of humble confidence in your life. And I want to use the spiritual principle jar to give you a principle that you could apply for today to help you get started. Prayer. Now, for those of you that don't pray, open-mindedness. Boy, that ties in more ways than one. If this principle was exactly what you needed to hear, go ahead and type "got me" in the comments. Drop it in the comments or send your boy an email. Gotta keep you curious, otherwise we fail. In the comments. And if you don't mind, tell me how it applies to your life. As you probably already know, I've said it in episode 3, I've decided to shorten the episodes a bit, just to give you more content throughout the week and make it easier to digest rather than overwhelm you with questions and content. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the little bell so that you can be notified when I drop new content. Now, if you didn't like it, that's cool too. Leave me a thumbs down and tell me why in the comments. If you're bold enough to leave a thumbs down and leave a comment, we probably have a relationship that's ready to grow, because that's how the best relationships grow, when there's friction. That's it for Wonderful Wednesday. Enjoy Thrilling Thursday, and I'll see you on Fantabulous Friday. Until then, question everything.